We don't give to charity, so fuck off.
Step aside, Mr. Spencer. We have a search warrant.
Not so fast. I know my rights. You can't come in here unless one of you is the chosen one. And then and only then if the Grand Wizard agrees to open the portal so we can all return to the real world instead of this damn alter universe full of doppelgangers.
What the hell are you talking about?
All right. I've been drinking and watching the Sci-Fi Channel for almost 50 straight hours. Pretty cool, eh? So what the hell is it exactly you a-holes is selling?
We're not selling anything. We're the police. We have a warrant to search your premises on the suspicion of finding stolen goods. Now get the hell out of the way.
Ooh, the Grand Wizard ain't gonna like this.
God, I love black market smokes. Just the fact that I'm screwing a government makes them taste so much better.
Well. Illegal cigarettes too. What's with all the boxes?
Geez, I don't know, sir. Percy just showed up with them. I know better than to ask any questions. He abuses me. So anything you might be thinking I's guilty of, I done 'cause of that. And I ain't responsible, on account of it was all self-defense.
Oh, like you wasn't driving the fucking van.
Van? What van?
This one. You forgot we took souvenir snapshot. See, that's you right there waving in your fuck the government, let's do smoke t-shirt.
You prick! Fine, yeah, we stole the smokes. Me and Fat Boy over here done it together. And since we's on the subject of unsolved crimes, you ought to go looking underneath our neighbor's shed. There's a bunch of jewelry in there that Percy shoplifted a few weeks back. He was waiting for the heat to die down before he pawned them.
Daddy's been defrauding the welfare for the last year using the fake name Lana Foxy Box.
Son of a whore! He faked a back injury to get Wakeman's comp.
She's got a bag of grass hidden in her bra.
I got it from him. He's growing a bunch of it in the woods near Highway 16. I can draw you a map.
Both of you, just shut the hell up. Take them away, boys. We'll sort it all out at the station.
I hope you's fucking happy.
I ain't been happy a single moment in my miserable life since I was stupid enough to marry you. It was a beautiful day in Kevin's neighborhood, so he figured he'd head on down to the old folks' home and convince people with Alzheimer's that he was their long-lost son, so they'd sign over their wills to him. But since talking to old people usually took a lot of time because they weren't used to having people remember they were still alive and visiting, Kevin figured he might better get nice and loaded beforehand, so before going in, he drank his last 9 ounces of sherry. Kevin gave the funny-smelling man a great big hug and told him he was the very best grandpa in the whole world. Then he told him he'd fallen on troubled times and could use a few $1,000s to get back on his feet.
Grandpa, that's a laugh. Hate to break it to you, but you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm gay. I've never had sex with a woman. I was an orphan and I didn't have any brothers and sisters. So there ain't no ways in hell you are related to me.
Of all the luck, Kevin thought. Kevin figured he'd just have to go find another old person to swindle, which kind of upset him because it meant he'd have to hug another person, and Kevin hated the thought of expressing affection. Even false and insincere affection geared towards exploiting the elderly.
I'll give you $20 to stay and talk to me for a while.
Kevin told the man he'd do it, but that he wanted the cash up front. The The minute Kevin got the money in his hand, he turned and ran away.
Please? Oh, God, I'm so lonely. Please? Please?
You know the rules. No expressing emotion, or you get the 4-point restraints.
I'll fight a wall so people like you could be free.
Yeah? Well, I never asked you to fight no war for me, so don't go expecting me to give you nothing for it, except some nice, yummy Thorazine. There. Now don't you feel better?
Fucking alarm codes! Hey! You're a janitor. Can't you disconnect that thing?
I'm not a janitor. I'm an orderly, and even if I could, I wouldn't.
Oh, why? Does someone have a crisis with homoality?
Fuck morality! All I meant was that it'll be a cold day in hell before I lift a finger to help an ignorant bitch like you.
How dare you? I could have your job for that.
You're not smart enough to do my job, and if you so much as think of giving me an ounce of grief, I'll hurt you in ways you never thought imaginable.
Oh, I'm so scared. What could you possibly do to hurt me?
Oh my God, you slut!
It's a picture of you having sex with her husband.
Kevin was in love. She was everything Kevin had ever hoped for in a girl. Beautiful, full of vengeful malice, and with the key to the drug cabinet. Kevin figured he'd put the Alzheimer's job on hold for a while so he could steal a ring and ask her to marry him.
Perfect. You're not allowed to smoke in here. So, is this guy a relative of yours or what?
Kevin told the woman that he didn't have any idea who the man was, and that even if he was a relative, Kevin wouldn't visit him anyway, since old people scared him.
I hear that.
Then Kevin showed her the 47 rings he'd stolen from various patients and asked her to pick one and be his wife.
Wow, you're an industrious little prick, aren't you? I like that.
He likes you, Kevin. French kiss it, Kevin. French kiss it right on the mouth.
Kevin didn't know what to do. He'd never gotten this far with a girl before, without being really drunk and having to pay for it, and he was nervous.
Hey, you're talking to yourself.
Kevin told his fiancée that he was talking to an imaginary bird, not himself. Then he told her he was going to need an answer real soon, since this was a non-smoking room, and that if he didn't piss off and have some nicotine soon, the bird would command him to start hurting himself.
Well, marriage is a big step. Why don't we just start with something simple, like dinner?
Kevin wasn't real good at the whole dating scene, so he panicked and told her he was a world-class cordon bleu chef, and that he would be delighted if she would come to his house for an opulent 9-course meal.
Really? Wow. Okay, give me your address and I'll meet you at your place Friday night at 8.
Fantastic, Kevin. Yeah, I got a good feeling about this date. I bet everything's going to work out just fine.
Even though Kevin couldn't read, he'd spent the last 4 hours studying cookbooks, figuring that if he stared at the pictures long enough, then things would just sort of start to make sense. Kevin was wrong.
Told you so. Now what the hell you gonna do?
Kevin told Allen not to worry because he had a plan B.
Really? Let's hear it.
Kevin told his imaginary friend that plan B was to stand up his date, go to an alley someplace and get nice and loaded until his life returned to the predictable cesspool of failure it had always been.
God damn it, Kevin. You can't afford to blow this. You ain't exactly got a lot of prospects. Now, I don't get why she said yes, but she did. And let's face it, this is your one shot at hooking up with the real girls. Not like them prostitutes or that one you made out of the mop and them pillows.
Even though Kevin knew it was true, he didn't figure there was too much he could do about it since his fiancée was coming over in 2 days.
Think, broken head, think. All you gotta do is find some food and then pretend you made it. She ain't gonna fucking know. Don't throw away our one shot at regular tail and prescription medication, Kevin. I'm begging you.
Kevin told Allen he'd think about it while he was in the washroom with the mop and some pillows.
Ooh, well, that crossed some sort of fucking line, I think.
Kevin figured he'd have one last go at making food himself before he went to all the trouble of stealing meals from restaurants around town. Unfortunately, his parents never kept too much food around the house because they usually spent their welfare money on alcohol and lottery tickets. So all Kevin could find was a can of almost meat, some soya sauce, and half of something that he was pretty sure used to be a carrot. Kevin had no idea what to do, and he was feeling hopeless. So he figured he'd head on down to the camel toe for some booze and peelers, because that was the kind of thing that usually made him feel better. Even though the booze was helping, Kevin still couldn't figure out a way out of things. He was looking around the room for someone to ask for dating advice from. But it occurred to him that men who were good with women probably didn't spend all day in strip clubs getting drunk and staring at women they could never get in real life, so he wasn't real optimistic about getting any help. He was about to give up when Afro Man and Porn Man walked in. Kevin was excited, because he figured that if anyone in the world knew what it took to get a woman to love you, it was an adult film actor.
Oh man, what a day! My back is killing me.
That new director is an idiot.
Oh, I hear that. Telling me how to fuck? Like anyone needs to tell Afro Man how to work his mojo. I've been getting a leg over with the ladies since he was in diapers.
It's these damn wigs and capes. I hate doing period pieces.
Oh, let's just get some booze and forget this whole day ever happened.
Amen to that, brother. What's this?
Kevin told Porn Man and Afro Man that they were his two favorite adult film actors, aside from every female who had ever made a film, and that he was hoping to ask them for some advice in exchange for some beer.
Well, if it's about fucking, then maybe you should ask someone else, 'cause apparently I don't know what I'm doing.
Relax, friend. Take a deep breath. It's just one man's opinion, and believe you me, I've seen them come and go in this business, and you, my friend, can fuck with the best of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Have a seat, and thanks for the beer. What can we do for you?
Kevin explained to the man that he had a big date coming up, and he didn't want to blow it by letting her see what he was really like, but that since he'd never been on a real date, he didn't know what to do. Then he told them he'd lied about being a cordon bleu chef and wanted to know if that was wrong.
So you told her you were a cordon bleu chef. As long as you cook her something nice, she's not going to call you on it.
That made sense, thought Kevin. Then he told them that he'd never even made toast for himself, and that even if he did want to cook, he couldn't, since he'd thrown out the only pan he had because it was covered in soy sauce and vomit, and because he'd sold the stove for drinking money.
Well then, I guess you are fucked.
Yeah, I mean, if she's coming to your place expecting a meal, even if you cheat and order out, you still gonna need to clutter up the kitchen to make it look like you ain't lying. You's gonna need an excuse.
Yes, like that character I played last month, whose wife caught him cheating on her.
I know you've been having an affair. None of the other high-priced Wall Street lawyers go to work dressed like that.
Why, I do not know what you mean. Wall Street? Lawyer? I must have amnesia and lost my memory. Therefore, if I did have sex with the neighbor, it is not my fault because I have a medical condition.
Oh, you poor thing. Well, maybe this will restore your memory.
And when me and my wife in the film were banging, the neighbor lady walked in and we had a really hot three-way.
Is there anything fake amnesia can't do?
No.
Kevin told the men that it was going to take a whole lot more than fake amnesia, especially since his fiancée had no idea about what he was like or how he lived in the first place.
Oh, I see. I kinda thought you two had a thing going for a while. Well, that's a whole different ballgame you's dealing with there. First impressions is important. It reminds me of a movie I made last week about a blind date. I was playing a high-priced Wall Street lawyer, too busy for a personal life, so the other partners in my firm set me up on a blind date. Yeah, trade that one for $1 million and then invest the money in a high-risk stock. I know that it is risky, but that is the kind of man I am. I am a high-flying risk-taker, completely absorbed in my career. I have to go now. My 12 o'clock appointment is here.
Hello, my name is Crystal Flame. I am here for our blind date. Wow, look at all this decor. You must be very successful.
Yeah? Okay, go. Well, you see, women love a successful man. So even if you ain't successful, you's just got to figure out a way to make it look like you is. And you got yourself the master key to the house of Nookie.
Kevin thought about it some more and realized that what he had been thinking was right all along, which surprised him because he wasn't used to being right about things. Then Kevin got to thinking that since the two porn actors hadn't really told him anything he didn't already know, they were ripping him off drinking the beer he bought. That made Kevin real angry, so he took back his jug of draft, kicked the table over, and told them to stay the hell away from him forever or he'd kill them. Then Kevin saw Marty coming to kick him out for wrecking things, so he chugged the rest of the beer and bounced the jug off Marty's head. Then Kevin punched the man sitting at the next table right in the throat. Kevin figured that ought to straighten things out. Then he ran away before the cops showed up. Kevin had been up all night talking it over with Allen, and he figured his date was the one shot he was going to have in his whole existence for a normal life, and he didn't want to blow it, so he'd spent the whole day of his big date forging checks to get the house fixed up and clean. The last of the work crews finally finished just 1 hour before his fiancée was set to arrive. The food had all been delivered, and Kevin was sure everything was ready.
You might want to have yourself a bath first, Kevin. It has been a while.
Allen was right. Kevin couldn't remember the last time he'd had a bath. Kevin found that funny, and he laughed all the way to the bathroom.
Kevin, that was the best meal I ever had. You sure weren't lying about being a great chef.
Kevin lied and told her he'd never lied. Then he said he felt funny in his stomach and asked if he could kiss her.
Why, you old smoothie, Kevin Spencer. Sure, a kiss would be nice.
What the fuck?
Why does their fucking house look like the Taj fucking Mahal?
Jesus H, boy, you win the cock-ducking lottery or what? Hey, food!
What did I tell you about bringing them hookers home?
Kevin told his parents that she was his fiancée, not a hooker, and that they were going to get married and spend the rest of their lives together.
Fuck, I win myself again!
Who are these people, Kevin? And why are they in your house?
His house? Fuck, he saw your bill of goods, didn't he? For your information, this is our house. Me and Percy's. Kevin's our idiot kid, and he's only living here until the government stops giving us child support to raise him. Then he can fuck off and get his own goddamn place. Quit hogging the food, you fat prick!
Kiss my ass, you wide-load shit can, before I stuff my fucking foot up your ass.
You ain't got the balls, piss face, so shove the fuck over!
Kevin tried to explain it all to Lisa, but she was already gone.
Something's wrong with that kid.
Said don't like it, never did!
You better not cross his path.
He's a tea-smoking alcoholic sociopath!
Ha 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 ha! You do have a lot to learn.